Hi, this is Serafina, aka Fina Makes, and today I'm going to show you how I lace up corsets using the bunny ear method. So we are going to lace a corset together. I'm going to show you how I generally lace corsets. I use the bunny ears method, so you'll see more clearly what I mean in a minute. This kind of lacing is great for corsets that are going to be laced by the person wearing them. So it gives you two loops here that you can then tighten on yourself. It's a lot easier than lacing it all the way to the bottom and having the excess at the bottom of the corset. Grab your laces. So I use ribbon for aesthetic purposes. If you're tight lacing, you might want to use proper corset laces because they've got a bit more traction and you can pull the corset a bit tighter. I have put sellotape on the ends of my ribbon because I tie it at the base and then I'll cut these off. But to make it easier for threading, I just wrap a bit of sellotape around them. If you're going to leave them like that, you can get aglets that you can then tighten around the end of the ribbon, but I use tape and then cut it off. So what we want to do is put each of these front to back through the top holes. I then grab them together, hold the corset steady with one hand and pull these all the way so that I know this is the middle of my lace. I then arrange it so it's nice and flat and the ribbon's doing what I want it to. And then I pull my corset apart so that I've got a nice space here. You want to have a good amount so that you can put the corset on and then tighten it. If you do it too tight, you're not going to be able to get it on. So have it apart and then I get rid of one side. So I'm going to lace all the way down to the middle section where the bunny ears are, and then I'm going to do the other side. So at the waist, I generally put eyelets, two eyelets closer together, one above and one below the waist. And then the other eyelets, these are all the same distance, but the ones at the waist are closer. I do that because the waist is under a lot more stress. It gives it a bit more support and a bit more strength, and also helps you to get that really cinched look at the waist. So for ease of lacing, the way that I generally put my laces in is the one under the top, I go from back to front. And then skipping an eyelet after that, I'm going to go zigzag until I get to the bunny ear, and then I'm going to leave it and do the other side. So I go skip an eyelet, back to front, and then I'm going to finish doing that. And then repeat on the other side. Right, so now I've done the top half of my corset. Now what I want to do is make sure that there's enough bunny ear to have as a loop. So I kind of leave about that much. Move that over so you can see about to the front of the corset, about the waist distance, and then thread that back through. You might have to adjust the amount depending on how much lacing you need. I might need to pull these all the way back in. The aim is to get them both to be the same. So thread them both through. I can adjust them as I need to, but I'm going to adjust them the same amount. So I've got two of the same size ties here. I don't want to have one bigger than the other. Get that out of the way again and then carry on. You can kind of see and just make sure that you've got enough. I've got just enough with that size loop, so that's good. So finish all the way to the bottom. And for the last eyelet, this is for aesthetic purposes, I go from front to back, not back to front as I have been. And then repeat that on the other side. Last thing to do, tie these together. So I put them together. I don't know what kind of knot it is, but I do that. It's a lot stronger and doesn't come undone as if you were, than if you did like a shoe knot, you know. So put them together and tie them like that. So once I've done that, I then cut off the sellotape, and then you can pull that to one side so it's hidden underneath, and then readjust the lacing. So I pull that to one side, and then I distribute my laces. So that one's bigger now. I'm going to go up to the top and then make this one the same. I find that super important because if you've got these the same length, it makes it a lot easier to keep the same tension both sides. And that is how you bunny ear lace a corset.